Hello, Ogan. Today, here's my presentation for my game. It's called Mayor. It's based on the UN's 11th goal for sustainable communities and cities. Here's the main page. You have four options: one to start the game, one to log in as a pre-existing user, one to view leaderboard, and one to quit. We're going to view the leaderboard really quick. It'll show the top 10 user scores. So far, only 8 users have logged in, so that's why it shows the top 8. If you do not finish the game in 8 turns, and win it, then your score will not save and you will get sent to 0. We'll return to menu. We're going to start a new game. As a new user, it'll prompt for a new user. It'll give you the instructions. You have 3 stats: cash, public happiness, and environment, that you're supposed to keep above 0 for the whole game, for all 8 turns. It'll then display a scenario based on the UN's info about sustainability, and you'll be given options. And your goal is to stay above 0 for 8 turns. You don't know what the changes are to your stats, but if you want to try to reveal them, you can click H and it'll give you a question related to the UN to try and guess. I guessed incorrectly, and you can keep trying to encourage learning of the stats. So I guessed correctly on that one, and now I'll just display the changes to the stats for my next turn depending on what policy I choose. And you'll keep going on like this until you either win or lose. So in this case, I lost, and it'll display Y, and it'll return to the main menu. And I can also view myself on the leaderboard. I got 0 because I lost before my turn saved. Go back, and we will quit. To my code specifically, here's my main code. We have our definitions up here. We have random number generators used for the scenarios and questions. We have the definitions of our player struct, our scenario struct, and our question struct. Oh, and our short player struct. And we define, or we create an example object of these. This will be our program memory. It'll act as it. So then we have the return to menu prompt. We have the load start screen, which will print the title and the options. We have the load player, which will select, make sure the username is not taken, and it will find the username, or it will search for it to be taken, and it'll parse through the usernames.txt file, find the username, and load that into the player object that acts as our program memory. We have the save player at the end of the game. It'll take the program memory for the player object and store it into the usernames.txt file with the updated stats, and it'll just replace it. It won't add a new line. It'll simply replace it. We have the check username to make sure the username is not taken when you're creating a new username. We have the create new user prompt function, and we have the load scenario. So this will choose a random number 1 through 30. It will find the index in the scenarios.txt file that correlates to the random number generated, and then it will load the lines into the current scenario object as our program memory. This will print the current scenario in a nice formatted manner from our program memory. And then it'll load, same thing with the question, where it's loading into the program memory question object from the questions.txt file, and it will print the question. We have our change score function, which will be called after each round. We have a check loss function. We have reset stats function, which will occur after the player has completed a full game. We have the print stats function. We have the big chunk, which is a play round function, which plays each round and adjusts the current player stats based on the loaded scenario in the program memory. Print instructions, we have the get player count, which is used for the user leaderboard. We have a load leaderboard, which will load up all the players and display them. In this function, display leaderboard, it take note that it dynamically allocates, so that way if there are less than 10 players, it'll only load at that amount of players. We have our play game function, and then we have our main function where we'll play with calling on the previous functions. And then we have quickly our usernames.txt file, and then our scenarios.txt file, and then our questions.txt file. That these load functions that I've described earlier are loading, they're picking the random number and loading. Thank you for watching.